Well, it's been a while since I've done a video, posted on social media, or anything. Yeah, I've been completely off the radar, which is what I want to share now. This is me sharing. I mean, like, usually those that follow me, those that don't, this is how I roll. If there's a full moon, a new moon, a shift in the cosmos, whatever, the ripples in the water, something's going down, I like to blog and post about it and say, hey guys, this is what I found to be true. How are you doing your end? There's always some kind of like interaction, because I mean, I'm built for service. What can I tell you? I just love helping and I love the work that I do. So here's the thing, full moon came, and didn't that come with a punch? Because that was a full moon eclipse and a super moon. And it was also laden, slathered, layered with lots of solar storms, all sorts of cosmic things going on, which just really made that just like the supermoon wasn't enough. You know what I mean? We had an awful lot of stuff that's gone around it as well. And I mean, it all has purpose, right? Because it's time for us to shift out of this density into the new. And this is what this moon was all about. And is all, because I can still feel the energy of it. It's all about basically go big or go home, a complete change in direction in what you have done to where you're going. That's the complete change in direction. And I'm going to talk about that now as well. Because that's kind of like what has happened to me as I've been pulled off everything out there and kind of like catapulted directly in here. So that's what the moon was all about. So you might be feeling that things are falling away, which can be a little bit like, you know, traumatic, because you're like, oh my God, that's not working anymore. And you invest as much time and energy to make it work again. Let it fall. You don't have to revive anything. Everything that is dying is meant to die. Let it die. Let it go. Everything underneath that is like a shoot of green grass. So it's much like in Africa here, where we burn the lands intentionally. You know, we got to burn everything down to the base matter, and then all we got is burnt soil. But then in a couple of weeks, you know, the rains come, there's green shoots that come up from the ground. It's a necessary process, but it's that bit between the burning of the grass, the pause, waiting for the rain to come, which is traumatic if you're a human, because you're like, oh my God, nothing's happening. It appears on the surface that everything is lost, and you have nothing, and you feel disorientated, and then the rains come, and then the green shoots come, and you're like, so that's the best way to liken where you may be right now. And that is how destructive, in a positive way, these recent energies have been, because they need to be. Because like I say, I've just said it, I'm going to say it again, the full moon was about a complete change in direction. The words echoed in my ears all the way through it. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Literally, go home. Go back to the stars. If you don't want to go big and be seen, go back home. And that's kind of like what's happened for many. But there's a lot of us still here. So maybe that message is for you. So I want to talk about inner work, because this is what's happened over this last time about inner work. Now, I'm for one, never really want to sit still for too long, because I'm a little bit busy, as you know, as you can feel. And that's okay and that's cool. However, this way of being has kind of run out on me. And this is the full moon working with me now. So I share my experience so you can relate and maybe it resonates. So I am always posting on social media. I'm always doing my video blogs, recording meditations, whatever it is to be able to create, assist, hold space for, to be in service, whatever that means. I'm there. But I've been shown by the full moon that that's cool, but you are giving absolutely zero to that to yourself. So for me, the full moon was all about compassion, love for yourself, which boils down to much. So you have a cream cake and then you feel bad. Give yourself the cream cake. Tell your body, embrace it, love it, lucky you. How nice is it to have a cream cake? Opposed to, oh my God, I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh, what were you thinking? Oh, you've ruined your diet today, whatever it might be. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the little stuff. So also down to the bigger stuff, which is like, I have felt so energy sick. I have never been so energy sick for so long, and I have just embraced it. And I've gone, well, I mean, headaches, like you don't understand. I've just gone, well, that's where I'm at. and I'm going to support my body as much as possible. And I didn't work for 2 weeks. I couldn't move into this office because when I did, I actually felt like I was going to physically vomit. And I was like, well, I can't force that. I need to be with myself even though I feel unwell. Now, and also another catalyst that actually propelled me into this inner space is, we had a bit of a situation with our daughter. She went through a very dark time, and that propelled me back into my inner space, which is my family. And that needed all of my attention. And that in a way was kind of like a catalyst for me to actually understand about how important it is to come back to heart. Now, my daughter, my son, my husband, my animals, my life. And without them, I can't do what I do. And it's like, it's the epicenter of me. So I was called back home to basically find the value in family and community, which is another thing. That's also been shown to me about family and community. If we haven't got each other, what have we got, right? So that's what happened. So I had to disengage with people, places and situations and social media and my phone, and that's what was required. And it was a very, very dark time because our daughter was going through something very, very dark. But nonetheless, where there's dark, there's light, and we got through it. But it all just brought me back to this inner work. Now, shortly after this catalyst that brought me home, I then continued because I still felt very, very unwell as I was purging and moving through this. I just relaxed and went through it. But the bottom line is I all of a sudden started to find value in giving to myself, because I was like, right, if my phone's going crazy, I can't do that right now. I need to do me. And I did. And I shan't lie, it was very, very awkward in the beginning to actually do that and disengage and just go, ignore the phone. Because I'm more important, you're more important. It has to be that way than anything. So if we get that right, then everything else beyond that is sweets and gravy. So it really is, it's not just a calling home for me, it's a calling home for every single one of us. Because where we're going, if you're not here doing you, giving to you in the fullness, and then sharing your light with the world, if you're not doing that, it's not going to work for you. You're not going to be able to move into the new earth. That's it and that's all, So it's been made very, very important that I can't walk this path anymore of just giving to everyone else and giving to others and not myself. So huge aha moment. So I've kind of like been embodying that. And now we do this inner work and we kind of come home. Isn't that all about boundaries? Which we all struggle with, right? So now I've put my boundaries in place because I'm doing me. I'm like, and that is very much the divine masculine energy as well. Putting a boundary in place is stepping into the divine masculine in the light, not in a controlling way, going, you're not coming in. That's what I used to do. Now, just by coming back home to heart and making sure that I'm okay before I step out for others, then that's my boundary. And that's not an aggressive way of putting a boundary. That's the divine masculine in the light. So you see, that's the difference. Controlling, overbearing, defensive, or kind of like, in my heart, strong boundary, even stronger than being defensive. So that's really important as well. So there's lots and lots that's still unfolding from this full moon, like a lot. And we're only going to move into it more deeply in June. June is a very, very powerful month. We've got so many power pockets coming up this month. There's still what I call solar storms on the horizon. You know what I mean? And there's going to be, there's just going to be a deepening of this inner work, because now we're in the trenches. And now when you kind of like go through this, you're going to start to see your life change. And the reason I say that your life will start to change is because people, places and situations will start to fall away. And that's that burning of the fire of the ground that I speak of. That freaks you out. But then like that, if that's happening to you where, so much is falling away, then that tells you you're on the right path, because just now the green shoots are going to come up. Okay. So that's where we need to be. And I've taken a huge change in direction. All of the bigger projects that I knew were in my heart, but just too damn scared to do, all of a sudden have come online, and I'm so excited to do them. And then all of the stuff that I used to do, which used to be my whole day, every day, I've now got an aversion to. I'm like, oh no, I can't do it that way anymore. So you see, we're in the pinpoint prick, that pinpoint of crossing over from that to that. So it's all good. So if you are in turbulence, turmoil, a little bit upside down, if you're still in the fire of the burning of the grass, that's okay, because none of this was meant to be a smooth ride. Because remember, you're not just getting rid of shit from this life, it's eons that have gone prior. So this is a huge, huge reset. And understand and know that if certain situations fall away, as I said, let them fall away, because that is not supporting of your purpose of where you have signed up for, made the agreement in your soul where you're going. So just allow it. Just sit back and just allow it to fall away, and you will see very, very clearly where you're meant to go. Okay? So basically, just to sum up this whole thing, okay, this whole video, because there's actually so much more I want to talk about, but I think this is a good place to start. So once you start holding space for yourself, because that's effectively what I'm talking about, let's surmise it. Holding space for yourself in a very, very strong way, being team you, okay, and not feeling guilty about it, or like you owe anybody else anything, because you don't. You just got to look after yourself. Once you're team you and you hold that space, that equals massive change in direction. Until that clicking in and that understanding the value of what it really is and how important it is to give to yourself and why, when you understand that on a very, very deep cellular level, then you will experience that change in direction, and then all the stuff you've been trying to achieve will come online. I can guarantee you that. And it's a very, very light, wonderful feeling when that does come online. So, you know, there'll be other discussions to have now. Basically, once you do that, the great reveal will start happening, and you'll be so overwhelmed, but in a good way, because so much will be happening to you where you're like, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. Infinite possibilities. This stuff you've been striving for so many years and lifetimes, all of a sudden is going to come to you with effortless ease. And I liken it a lot to my personal trainer exercise specialist days. I used to train people and sports people, and the way I used to get them fit quick and condition them is you either tie a tractor tire to the back of them, or tie bands behind them and they've got to drag, or hill sprints, whatever. But you would get them to drag this tractor tire and they would sprint as fast as you can, and I'd make them go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. Then I'd take the tire off and I'd go, right, now sprint. They would sprint so fast they'd nearly fall on their face, because the effort, like, it's effortless, because now that drag's not behind them. They're like, pew, straight down the line. They're like, I can't believe how fast I just ran there. Why? Because all of a sudden the tractor tire's not there. So old paradigm is that tractor tire, and you're just in the process of sawing the ropes off. So, you know, that's where we're at. And I think to be conscious and mindful of that, and very, very loving for yourself, no judgment, absolutely no judgment, or no judgment of how your life's unfolding, because that's a gift from spirit. Whether you like it, whether you're being kicked out the nest from a certain social situation, or kicked out the nest at a job and you're feeling it's a loss, it's actually not, it's a gift. There's no judgment. You signed up to be moved on to the right thing at the right time in the right place. And that you signed up for. So no blaming or anything like that. You signed up for that. So everyone's playing their part at exactly the right time. And how amazing is that? Because it's what we call positioning. So you signed up for the positioning. You called in that positioning. So own it. And embrace it and love it and thank it, no matter how stingy or sore it is. Trust that that is your unfolding of your story, your better story. It's coming. So I hope this makes a little bit of sense and resonates. It's been quite good to get back on video, actually. It feels like I've been away for years. But I'm now going to disengage and now go back to my inner work, because kind of liking that space, doing team me. But otherwise, sending you lots of love and light, and just keep going, because another powerful month in June, but you got this. You have got this. We've got this. We've got this. Peace.